أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألف لام ميم صاد كتاب أنزل إليك فلا يكن في صدرك حرج منه لتنذر به وذكرى للمؤمنين اتبعوا ما أنزل إليكم من ربكم ولا تتبعوا من دونه أولياء قليلا ما تذكرون صدق الله العظيم. Alhamdulillah, thumma alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us tawfiq to come to His house. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept our coming here. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept all forms of ibadat on this blessed day of Jum'ah. Ramadan is flying by very fast. We are almost ready to go through the second Jum'ah of Ramadan. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the understanding of the value of time each and every moment in the month of Ramadan. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us take good use of our time in the month of Ramadan. Ameen Ya Rabbal Alameen. We're starting Surah A'raf. Yesterday we talked about Surah An'am and the message and the differences between Makki Surah and Madani Surah. And I mentioned that Surah An'am talks about calling towards oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, tawheed of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses tadhkir bi ala illah. Ala means favors of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In Surah A'raf, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses tadhkir bi ayyamillah, reminder through the days of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And those days, mainly the days in which the previous nations were destroyed because of disbelieving or refusing to accept the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through His prophets. And then in those days include the day of Qiyamah, and the great events that will take place on the Day of Judgment, the great events that will take place when trumpet will be blown, जब सूर में फूंका जाएगा तो उस दिन की हौलनाकियां, उस दिन क्या होगा, कैसे परेशान होंगे लोग, ठीक है. So all of those days, not just talking about the days in which the previous nations were destroyed, but also the days, the great days like Day of Judgment, like the events on the Day of Judgment are also included in Tadhkir bi Ayyamillah. Ayyam is the plural for Yawm. Right? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reminds us, calls mankind towards Tawheed, Risala and Akhirah using either Tadhkir bi Ala Illah, which was in Surah An'am, and mainly in Surah A'raf, Tadhkir bi Ayyamillah, and the message is calling towards Risala of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam and Day of Judgment, Qiyamah. Let us not take the meaning of Tadhkir bi Ayyamillah and the idea that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to be scared of Him. Allah doesn't want us to be scared of Him in a way that we regard Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as a very scary thing. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make me say the right thing and forgive me if I'm saying anything wrong, but as I was looking at just the names of the surah, I think just the names of the surah are calling us, are reminding us towards rahmah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Talk about Baqarah. Right away, the cow of Bani Israel, and their questioning, and their objections, and their telling of their prophet. Yet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala kept on giving them, kept on blessing them with His ni'mah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is reminding us through those situations as well. But at the same time, we as Muslims take the lesson that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Kareem as well. He gives to the sinful as well. Move forward, Ali Imran, such blessed family. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives sustenance, awlad, progeny to good people as well. Where He gives it to good people, He gives it to sinful people as well. We are all sinful. Allah is not something to be scared of. Allah is someone to be loved. Allah Ta'ala se to pyar karna, mohabbat karna. Allah Ta'ala, हम ये समझें कि Allah Ta'ala हमें पसंद करते हैं, इसीलिए तो हमें मस्जिद में बिठा दिया. हम ये समझें कि अल्लाह ताला ने हमारा कल बैठना पसंद किया, इसीलिए तो आज बैठने की तौफीक हो गई. He liked what we were doing yesterday at this time. That's why He gave us the opportunity to sit again today. Next surah, Surah Nisa. Allah is kind on mankind. Allah is merciful. The type of people who used to be oppressed before Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala showed mercy, and through ahkam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala set laws, rules and regulations for us to be living peacefully in this world. Surah Nisa talks about that. Surah Ma'idah, the table or the mat, the sarkhan, which was actually an objection. In reality, it was a question to Hazrat Isa alayhi salatu wasalam, that asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to reveal, to descend a Ma'idah, so it is an ayah for your prophethood. The Ma'idah was asked by the companions, Hawariyun of Isa alayhi salatu wasalam, as a proof of his prophethood. Yet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed it, descended it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave it to them. قَالَ اللَّهُ إِنِّي مُنَزِّلُهَا عَلَيْكُمْ, I will bring it down. I will send one down. This is the rahmah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? There's something to be fearful of that too. But if we look at it, this is the rahmah, this is the sign of the rahmah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. An'am talks all about the bounties and the favors of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, through which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala called mankind towards Him, towards oneness of Allah. Right? Let's talk about Surah A'raf. I think just the word A'raf bring a message of the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala right there and then. What is A'raf? Let's talk about the meaning of the word A'raf. A'raf is a plural for urf, which means height. Some kind of height. So when we go on top of the roof, if somebody is sitting there, we will say that he is sitting on A'raf. He is sitting on the heights of those people, of that places. What is this A'raf and what is this height, and how does it bring in our minds the rahmah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? In the Quran, in different places, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and I want you to pay attention to it, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about, on the day of judgment, there will be 3 different groups of people. One will be declared disbelievers. That simply means those who are declared disbelievers, they will not make it to the bridge of Sirat. Before they would approach bridge of Sirat, right away they will be thrown into hellfire. They will not have the opportunity of even stepping onto the bridge of Sirat. The second type of people will be Muslims who will have the opportunity to come onto the bridge of Sirat, and their traveling will be determined by their a'mal. The more or the better the good deeds, the faster the traveling. 500 years going up, 500 years straight, 500 years coming down. That's how long the traveling distance is. Right? And that traveling distance, the speed of our traveling will be determined with our luggage. However luggage we have, the faster we go. So there will be something lightweight luggage or no luggage or a lot of luggage. Depends on what kind of luggage we have. A hadith mentioned that the people who have bad deeds and they did not ask for tawbah, they will be traveling through bridge Sirat according to the weight of those bad deeds upon them. And then there will be some people, and Ajib, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam mentioned it, there will be some people who will be traveling faster than the speed of light. What did Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam knew about the speed of light being the fastest? What is the speed of light, by the way? How fast light travels from one point A to point B? 186,000 miles per second. What did Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam knew about the speed of light being the fastest? Right? He mentions that Sahaba are asking, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be pleased with the companions of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They asked and they made it easy for themselves and they made it easy for us as well. So the traveling will be according to how the luggage will be. The better the luggage, the faster the speed. The worse the luggage, the slower the speed. It's a long hadith, inshallah. One of those days we will read that hadith as well, inshallah. So how many groups we've done so far? 2 groups. One group consists of disbelieving, confirmed disbelievers. They will not even have the opportunity to step on the bridge of Sirat. The other will be Muslims of all types, of all nations. Right? And they will be according to, their traveling will be defined according to the luggage that they will have with them. There will be a third group as well. And that group will be, we have not reached to the A'raf yet. I'm making a foundation so we all understand what is A'raf and how does A'raf, the word A'raf, increase in us the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There will be a third group. That third group will be the group of munafiqun, hypocrites. So what will happen, just the same way that the munafiqun were always, they use the word piggy tail, on the back. They were always behind Muslims. Wherever they will go, they will find benefit, they will join them. Wherever they don't find benefit, they will find their own way. Munafiqun can be better described as potato, which can be used in any kind of sabzi, biryani, pulao, salan, korma, सब जगह पक जाते हैं. आलू जो होता है ना, सब जगह पक जाता है. खास सब्जी हर जगह नहीं पक सकती. जो खास होती है ना, वो हर एक ही जगह पकती है बस. उसको किसी और के साथ मिक्स नहीं किया जा सकता. मुनाफिक हर जगह फैल जाएगा, हर जगह चल जाएगा, आलू की तरह है. Usable everywhere. Anyways, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us from going into nifaq. Such a dangerous space, such a dangerous place to be. So these munafiqun, hypocrites, will tag along with the believing men and women. This incident or this event has been described in Surah Al-Hadeeth, in the 27th juz, right after Surah Waqi'ah, and something to read about. And all of those instances where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talk about the events, the mukalama, I always find it very interesting to read and find out the conversation that will take place between the people on the Day of Judgment. What are they going to say to each other? So, munafiqun will be tagged with Muslims, as Muslims will go, and Muslims will also have something other than their a'mal. They will also have something called the light of their iman and their good deeds. However strong the good deeds are, the stronger the light will be. Right? So, munafiqun will be deprived of that light. A point in time will come as soon as they all will step onto bridge Sirat. Right away Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will kind of put complete darkness on bridge of Sirat. The only people who will be able to go through bridge Sirat is those people who will have light, which only Muslims will have it, because every Muslim will have some kind of light. Iman to hai na, to iman ki light to hai na, be it a little bit, even though it's the strongest light, but be it a little, it's a light. मुनाफिकों के पास वो लाइट नहीं होगी, वो नूर ही नहीं होगा, ईमान का नूर ही नहीं है, तो फिर ईमान के बाद जो अमाल सालिहा हैं उनका नूर कैसे होगा? असल तो मेन लाइट जो है ना, वो तो ईमान की लाइट है ना. ईमान की लाइट की वजह से अमाल सालिहा पुरनूर हो गए. जब ईमान की लाइट ही नहीं है तो अमाल सालिहा की लाइट कहां से होगी? तो जो कमजोर से कमजोर मुसलमान भी होगा उसके पास भी एक लाइट होगी, और उस लाइट की वजह से उसके जो छोटे छोटे अमाल सालिहा होंगे वो भी उस लाइट को स्ट्रॉन्ग कर देंगे, जिसकी वजह से वो चलेगा. लेकिन मुनाफिकों के पास कोई लाइट नहीं होगी. दे विल नॉट हैव एनी लाइट बिकॉज दे डोंट हैव द लाइट ऑफ ईमान, and as a result they will not be able to go through. So they will say, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala defines it, describes it, يَوْمَ يَقُولُ الْمُنَافِقَاتِ. What is the ayah? يَوْمَ يَقُولُ الْمُنَافِقُونَ. حجرات حديد. يوم يقول المنافقون والمنافقات للذين آمنوا انظرونا نقتبس من نوركم. On the day when men and women will say to believing men and women, unzuruna, please look at us, naqtabis min nurikum, so we can take some light from you. The answer will be, qila rji'u wara'akum. They will be told, go back. Go back to where you came from. Faltamisu noora. That's where the light is. Go grab your light from there. So they will go back. Munafiqun thinking that this is the right answer, this is where the light is going to be, they will go back. فَضُرِبَ بَيْنَهُمْ بِسُورٍ لَهُ بَابٍ. When they will get off Pul Sirat, bridge of Sirat, there will be a wall standing right in between Munafiqun and the people on bridge of Sirat. بَاطِنُهُ فِيهِ الرَّحْمَةِ وَظَاهِرُهُ مِنْ قِبَلِهِ الْعَذَابِ. Inside of that wall towards bridge of Sirat will be rahmah. And that's why I said that right away, as soon as we hear the name Surah A'raf, something about the rahmah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala should come right in our heart, right there and then. وَظَاهِرُهُ مِنْ قِبَلِهِ الْعَذَابِ. And outside of that will be punishment. This sur, the word that has been فَضُرِبَ بَيْنَهُمْ بِسُورٍ, the word sur is the same word that has been mentioned in Surah A'raf, which also talks about different types of people. The wall is called hijab in Surah A'raf. Pay attention. The wall is called hijab. وَبَيْنَهُمَا hijab. The same hijab is been mentioned as sur in Surah Hadeeth. On top of this wall, there will be a fourth group of people. That top of the wall is called, what is this top of the wall called? A'raf. अब समझ में आ गया काशी भाई? तो अब चार ग्रुप हो गए. एक मुसलमानों का ग्रुप, सबसे पहले एक डिसबिलीवर्स कुफार का ग्रुप जो ब्रिज के ऊपर चढ़ ही नहीं सका. एक मुसलमानों का ग्रुप जिनके पास ईमान की लाइट है, ईमान का नूर है, अमाल सालिहा का नूर है. उनके साथ लगे मुनाफिकीन, उनके पास कोई लाइट नहीं है, ईमान ही नहीं है, तो लाइट कहां से होगी? इनको कहा गया पीछे जाओ, दफा हो जाओ यहां से. इरजिऊ वरा, बड़ी इज्जत से कहा गया इरजिऊ, वरना तो पता नहीं किस अंदाज में फरिश्तों ने कहा होगा. इकराम तो नहीं होगा. ये जब वापस जाते हैं तो वहां पर एक दीवार खड़ी कर दी जाती है. इस दीवार के ऊपर कुछ और लोग मौजूद हैं. ये है चौथा ग्रुप. वअलल अअराफी, और ये वो लोग हैं कि जिनके बारे में, चले मैं इससे पहले कि आपसे मजीद बात करूं एक सवाल करता हूं. एक सवाल पैदा होता है. एक मुसलमान है, there is a Muslim who has good deeds and who has bad deeds. His good deeds are more. فَأَمَّا مَنْ ثَقُلَتْ, his good deeds are more. فَهُوَ فِي عِيشَةٍ رَاضِيَةٍ, he is blessed, right? وَأَمَّا مَنْ خَفَّتْ مَوَازِينُهُ, there is another person whose bad deeds are more. فَأُمُّهُ هَاوِيَةٌ, of course, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to forgive, He will forgive, but the principle is that he will have to pay the price. He will have to suffer the punishment. What about the people whose good deeds and bad deeds are equal? This is the question. What about the group of people whose good deeds and bad deeds are equal? There will be people. There will be people. And those people will be the people on top of A'raf, on top of that wall. Ajib. What will happen to those people? Let's read the ayah and we find out what's happening. وَنَادَى أَصْحَابُ الْجَنَّةِ أَصْحَابَ النَّارِ أَن قَدْ وَجَدْنَا مَا وَعَدَنَا رَبُّنَا حَقًّا فَهَلْ وَجَدْتُم مَّا وَعَدَ رَبُّكُمْ حَقًّا. On the day of judgment, when the people of Jannah are in Jannah and the people of hellfire are in hell, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us all, say Ameen. The people of Jannah will be asking questions to the people of hellfire. It looks like from this verse and from other verses in Surah Safat that there will be access points. People of Jannah will be able to see, and not only see, also communicate with the people of hellfire as well. Likewise, the people of hellfire will also be able to see what's happening in Jannah, and they will also be able to communicate, as it is described here in this ayah and also in Surah Safat. So first question will be, وَنَادَى أَصْحَابُ الْجَنَّةِ أَصْحَابَ النَّارِ. The people of paradise will be asking the people of hellfire, قَدْ وَجَدْنَا مَا وَعَدَنَا رَبُّنَا حَقًّا فَهَلْ وَجَدْتُم مَّا وَعَدَ رَبُّكُمْ حَقًّا. हमने तो अपने रब का वादा सच्चा पाया. We found the promise of our Rabb to be true. Did you find the promise of your Rabb to be true? فَهَلْ وَجَدْتُم مَّا وَعَدَ رَبُّكُمْ حَقًّا. Did you find it to be true? They will say, قَالُوا نَعَمْ. They will say yes. They will lie. Out of shame and out of humiliation, they will say yes. فَأَذَّنَ مُؤَذِّنٌ بَيْنَهُمَ اللَّعْنَةُ اللَّهِ عَلَى الظَّالِمِينَ. And now it talks about, there is another ayah which I'm going to skip. وَبَيْنَهُمَا حِجَابٌ. In between them there will be a wall. This is the same wall that has been called Sur in Surah Hadeeth. وَعَلَى الْأَعْرَافِ, and on top of that wall there will be people, رِجَالٌ يَعْرِفُونَ كُلًّا بِسِيمَاهُم. These people being on the height, they will be able to see everyone on this side and everyone on that side. وَنَادَوْا, and they will call out, أَصْحَابَ الْجَنَّةِ, they will call out the people of paradise. They will say, Salamun alaykum. The same thing that munafiqun were trying to do. You want to be known, you want to have some kind of, build some kind of relationship. Yeah, I know you. Right? So they will say, Salamun alaykum. Lam yadkhuluha wa hum yatma'un. These are the people who have not entered Jannah. They have been given freedom from hellfire. They don't know it yet. They've been given freedom from hellfire, but they will hope for that they will enter Jannah. So they will call out the people in Jannah and say Salamun alaykum. وَإِذَا صُرِفَتْ أَبْصَارُهُمْ تِلْقَاءَ أَصْحَابِ النَّارِ. When their eyes will be turned towards the people of hellfire, they will say, قَالُوا رَبَّنَا لَا تَجْعَلْنَا مَعَ الْقَوْمِ الظَّالِمِينَ. Ya Allah, don't make us from the people of transgression. وَنَادَى أَصْحَابُ الْأَعْرَافِ رِجَالًا يَعْرِفُونَهُمْ بِسِيمَاهُمْ. And then these A'raf people will also call out some other people, رِجَالًا يَعْرِفُونَهُمْ بِسِيمَاهُمْ. And these people will be people of hellfire. They will say, قَالُوا مَا أَغْنَى عَنْكُمْ جَمْعُكُمْ وَمَا كُنْتُمْ تَسْتَكْبِرُونَ. Your great number, your increased population, and your great number, and your takabbur, your greatness did not benefit you today at all. أَهَؤُلَاءِ الَّذِينَ أَقْسَمْتُمْ لَا يَنَالُهُمُ اللَّهُ بِرَحْمَةٍ. Some of the scholars are of the opinion that this will be a call out from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala via Himself or via His angels, that a call will be made out, and this will read these words. أَهَؤُلَاءِ الَّذِينَ أَقْسَمْتُمْ لَا يَنَالُهُمُ اللَّهُ بِرَحْمَةٍ. Again, the word A'raf brings rahmah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That are these the people about whom you used to take oaths that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's rahmat will not get to them? That they will be deprived of the rahmah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the day of judgment? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will call out, Udkhulul jannata la khawfun alaykum wa la antum tahzanun. Enter the paradise without having any kind of fear and any kind of grief. So this is the answer to the question about the people whose good deeds and bad deeds will be equal. They will be called out on the day of judgment with the statement from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Udkhulul jannata la khawfun alaykum wa la antum tahzanun. I would like to also read a hadith over here about the last person to enter Jannah. All of us will enter Jannah inshallah. Say Ameen. And this is the person who was in Jahannam. He was serving his time. Serve time. He was serving his time. The last person to enter Jannah. وعن ابن مسعود, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make all of us enter into Jannah without even any kind of reckoning and any kind of punishment, inshallah. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. जुमे के बाद जुमे की असर के बाद से लेकर मगरिब तक का वक्त कबूलियत दुआ का होता है. As many dua that we make at this time, inshallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will have those prayers accepted for us, inshallah. وعن ابن مسعود رضي الله تعالى عنه قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. Ibn Mas'ud, Abdullah ibn Mas'ud radiyallahu ta'ala anhu says, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, Inni la'a'lamu akhira ahli an-nari khurujan minha. I know the last person from the people of hellfire, I know the last person who will exit from it. Wa akhira ahli al-jannati dukhul al-jannah. And the last one from the people of paradise to enter paradise. Rajulun yakhruju min an-nar habwan. The man will exit hellfire habwan. Habwan कहते हैं घसीट घसीट के चलने को, ऐसे 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 करके निकले. ठीक है, ये है habwan. घसीट घसीट कर चलना, drag yourself. فَيَقُولُ اللَّهُ عَزَّ وَجَلَّ لَهُ, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will tell him, اذهب فادخل الجنة, जाओ जाओ और जन्नत में दाखिल हो जाओ. Continue moving and enter Jannah. فَيَأْتِيهَا فَيُخَيَّلُ إِلَيْهِ أَنَّهَا مَلَأَ. So the person will drag himself towards Jannah and find himself that it is full. There is no space. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it's not that he will find himself, it will look to him. فَيُخَيَّلُ إِلَيْهِ, it will appear to him as if it is full. فَيَرْجِعُ, he will go back and he will say to Allah, Ya Rabb, wajadtuha mala. Ya Allah, wo to bhari hui hai. आपने कहा उसमें जाओ, जन्नत तो भरी हुई है, मेरे लिए जगह ही नहीं है. فَيَقُولُ اللَّهُ عَزَّ وَجَلَّ لَهُ, Allah azza wa jalla उससे कहेंगे, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will tell him, إِذَا فَادْخُلِ الْجَنَّةِ, Allah कहेंगे जाओ, दोबारा जाओ. अल्लाह उसको दोबारा भेज देंगे, घसीट घसीट के दोबारा जाएगा. فَيُخَيَّلُ إِلَيْهِ أَنَّهَا مَلَأَ, it will appear to him as if it's full. فَيَرْجِعُ فَيَقُولُ يَا رَبْ وَجَدْتُهَا مَلَأَ, he will go back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and say, Ya Allah, I found it to be full, there is no space for me. فَيَقُولُ اللَّهُ عَزَّ وَجَلَّ لَهُ اذْهَبْ فَادْخُلِ الْجَنَّةِ فَإِنَّ لَكَ مِثْلَ الدُّنْيَا وَعَشْرَةُ أَمْثَالِهَا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this time he will tell him, اذْهَبْ فَادْخُلِ الْجَنَّةِ, go and enter Jannah. For you there will be Jannah like the world and 10 times more. وَعَشْرَةُ أَمْثَالِهَا, like 10 worlds. أَوْ إِنَّ لَكَ مِثْلَ عَشَرَةِ أَمْثَالِ الدُّنْيَا. Or the Ravi, the narrator, differs over here in the statement of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, or either this word or that, the other word, but both mean the same. فَيَقُولُ, the man, mashallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless this man, I don't know who is this person. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told him, go. He wants to ask a question to Allah. He will say, Ataskharu bi? Ya Allah, are you kidding with me? Aw tadhaku bi? The narrator differs in the words of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, whether the word Ataskharu bi aw tadhaku bi, but they both mean the same. Ya Allah, are you kidding with me? Wa antal malik, Ya Allah, you are Badshah, you are Malik, are you kidding with me? Because the 3 trips that he has already made, he is still thinking that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is joking with him. قال فَلَقَدْ رَأَيْتُ رَسُولَ اللَّهِ صَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وَسَلَّمْ ضَحِكَ. The Ravi is saying, Sahabi is saying that I saw Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam laughed at this. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam also laughed at this. حَتَّى بَدَتْ نَوَاجِذُهُ, यहाँ तक के रसूलुल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम के नवाजिद, ये नवाजिद जो है ना, ये वाले दांत, ये नेक्स्ट टू canines, ये जाहिर हो गए. रसूलुल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम के नवाजिद जाहिर हो गए. रसूलुल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम teeth were obvious. فَكَانَ يَقُولُ ذَلِكَ أَدْنَى أَهْلِ الْجَنَّةِ مَنْزِلَةً, this is the least of the people of Jannah. This is for the least of the people of Jannah. What is for the least of the people of Jannah? Jannah like this world and 10 times more. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. अल्लाह ताला से इस महीने में मोहब्बत का इजहार करें. अल्लाह ताला से इस महीने में अपनी मोहब्बत का इजहार करें, अपने अल्फाज के ज़रिए से, अपने अक़वाल के ज़रिए. या अल्लाह तू रहीम है, या अल्लाह तू माफ़ करने वाला है, या अल्लाह हम कुछ भी नहीं है, या अल्लाह हमसे कुछ भी नहीं हो सकता. या रब्बे करीम, हम सारी ज़िंदगी अगर तेरे सामने सजदा करते रहें तो दुनिया में जो हमें कुछ मिल रहा है ना, वही बदल नहीं है. जो जन्नत हमेशा हमेशा के लिए मिलेगी, वो कैसे बदल हो सकता है? दुनिया में हमें इतनी चीज़ें मिल रही हैं अल्लाह ताला की तरफ से, अगर हम सारी ज़िंदगी सजदा करते रहें तो वही उसका बदल नहीं हो सकता. आखिरत में जब अबदी जन्नत मिलेगी, वो कैसे बदल हो सकता है? ये अल्लाह ताला का रहम है, अल्लाह ताला का करम है. जज़ाअम मिर रब्बिका अताअन हिसाबा, ये अल्लाह सुब्हानहु व तआला की तरफ से हमारे अमाल का, हमारे ईमान का बदला भी है, लेकिन इससे ज्यादा अल्लाह ताला की अता है, अल्लाह ताला का फजल है। वाखिर दावाना अनिल हम्दुलिल्लाहि रब्बिल आलमीन।